It's 2008. The global financial system is melting down. Banks are getting bailout out. People's savings are vanishing. And somewhere, an anonymous figure going by the name Satoshi Nakamoto publishes a 9-page paper with a radical idea. What if money didn't need banks at all? Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency, which is a digital money that runs on a technology called blockchain. Think of a blockchain as a giant public notebook. Every transaction ever made is written down and everyone has a copy. No one person controls it. No one can cheat. Instead of trusting a bank to keep track of your money, you trust math. Thousands of computers around the world, called miners, compete to verify transactions by solving complex puzzles. In return, they earn new Bitcoin. And here's the kicker. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. That built-in scarcity is why people call it digital gold. It's not trying to be fast. It's not trying to be flashy. It's trying to be a store of value that no government can print into oblivion. Ethereum. Bitcoin proved that decentralized money could work. But in 2015, a teenager named Vitalik Buterin asked a bigger question. What if blockchain could do more than just money? That's Ethereum. If Bitcoin is a calculator, Ethereum is a smartphone. It introduced something called smart contracts, basically self-executing programs that live on the blockchain. Imagine a vending machine. You put money in, you get a snack out. No cashier needed. Smart contracts work the same way. If this happens, then do that. No middleman, no lawyer, no trust required. Ethereum became the foundation for an entire ecosystem, decentralized finance, NFTs, gaming, and more. Its currency, Ether, powers everything on the network. Think of it as the gas that runs the machine. And yes, those gas fees can get expensive, but we'll get to that. Stablecoins. Here's the thing about crypto. It's volatile. Bitcoin can drop 20% while you're eating breakfast. That's exciting if you're a trader, but terrible if you just want to, buy coffee. Enter stablecoins. These are cryptocurrencies pegged to real-world assets, usually the US dollar. 1 USDT or USDC is designed to always equal $1. Some, like USDC and Tether, are backed by actual reserves, dollars, bonds, and cash equivalents sitting in a bank. Others, like DAI, are algorithmic, backed by other crypto assets and governed by code. Stablecoins are the plumbing of crypto. They're how you move money between exchanges, earn yield in DeFi, and send dollars anywhere in the world in seconds without a bank. The Ethereum killers. Ethereum is powerful, but it has a problem. It gets congested. When too many people use it, transactions slow down and fees skyrocket. Sometimes you'll pay $50 in gas just to swap $10 worth of tokens. That opened the door for the so-called Ethereum killers. Solana is the speed demon, spot for trading, meme coins, and consumer apps. The trade-off? Critics say it sacrifices some decentralization, and it's gone down a few times. Cardano takes the opposite approach. Slow and academic, every upgrade is peer-reviewed by researchers before it's implemented. Its founder, Charles Hoskinson, was actually a co-founder of Ethereum. Cardano is the tortoise betting it'll win the race. Avalanche lets anyone create their own custom blockchain, called a subnet. Polkadot connects different blockchains so they can talk to each other. Near Protocol focuses on being developer-friendly and easy for normal people to actually use. Each one is betting on a different vision of the future. DeFi tokens. Want to trade tokens? Uniswap lets you swap directly with a liquidity pool, no exchange, no order book, no middleman. Liquidity providers earn fees for depositing their tokens. Want a loan? Aave and Compound let you borrow and lend crypto instantly. No credit check, no application. Your collateral is locked in a smart contract and the interest rates adjust automatically based on supply and demand. MakerDAO lets you mint DAI stablecoins by locking up crypto. Lido lets you stake your Ethereum and earn rewards while keeping your assets liquid. These aren't just tokens, they're the building blocks of a parallel financial system. Meme coins. And then there are meme coins. These started as jokes. Dogecoin was literally created in 2013 as a parody of Bitcoin, but when Elon Musk started tweeting about it, it exploded to a market cap of over $80 billion. Meme coins have no real utility, no groundbreaking technology. Their value comes from community, culture, hype, and virality. Some people have made millions, many more have lost everything. Think of them as the lottery tickets of crypto. Fun, yes. Risky, absolutely. Invest accordingly. Infrastructure tokens. Not every cryptocurrency is trying to be money or a platform. Some are tools built for very specific jobs. Chainlink is an oracle network. Blockchains can't access outside data on their own. They don't know stock prices, weather, or sports scores. Chainlink bridges that gap, feeding real-world data to smart contracts. It's the nervous system of DeFi. Filecoin creates a decentralized storage network like Dropbox. But no single company holds your files. Render distributes GPU power for 3D rendering across idle computers. The graph indexes blockchain data so apps can search it quickly. It's basically Google for Web3. VeChain tracks products through supply chains, proving your luxury handbag is real or your food is fresh. Helium built a decentralized wireless network powered by people running hotspots. These tokens have value because they do something useful. Privacy coins. Most crypto transactions are public. Anyone can see them on the blockchain. Privacy coins flip that. Monero uses advanced cryptography to make transactions completely untraceable. You can't see the sender, the receiver, or the amount. Zcash gives you the option, transparent or shielded. Then there are Layer 2 solutions. These don't replace Ethereum, they sit on top of it. Arbitrum, Optimism, and Polygon process transactions off the main chain, then settle them back on Ethereum. Faster speeds, lower fees, same security. Cosmos is building an internet of blockchains. Toncoin integrates with Telegram's 800 million users. Aptos and Sway are next-gen blockchains using a programming language called Move, designed to be safer and faster. The ecosystem keeps expanding. So here's the big picture. Crypto isn't just one thing, it's an entire ecosystem. Bitcoin is digital gold. Ethereum is a programmable platform. Stablecoins are the bridge to traditional finance. Layer 1s compete to be the fastest and cheapest. Layer 2s scale what already exists. DeFi tokens rebuild banking. Utility tokens power real-world infrastructure. Privacy coins protect your identity. And meme coins, well, meme coins keep things interesting. Not all of these will survive, most won't, but the technology behind them, blockchain, smart contracts, decentralization, that's not going away. The question isn't whether crypto matters, it's which pieces of it will define the future.